All right, so I'm so excited today. This is the Millionaire Mom Method. I am so excited to have Karen Seltz. She is a rapid resolution therapy specialist. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Christina. I'm super excited to be here.
Yay, so glad to have you. So I always love in these interview series to talk. Our goal here is to inspire, teach, and grow. So with that, I always love building each other up, of course, and sharing knowledge with each other because I feel like as women, as entrepreneurs, right, we rise together. If we can all share our knowledge, that is always my mission in life. So with that, of course, I love hearing about inspiration. Do you feel like there was a moment or maybe a multitude of moments that really got you started or where you were like, oh my God, I got to share this with the world?
Yeah, so many. And it's interesting, like trying to pin it down.
Of
I know
course, yeah.
when I did rapid resolution therapy as a client, it completely changed
Mm.
my life because
Oh
up
my
until
gosh.
that time, I was in a coaching program trying to get my business launched as a coach. And I had such imposter syndrome. I would see other people succeeding and I'd be like, yeah, because
Of
they're
course.
different than me.
Right.
No way.
They're special. Yeah.
It only works for them. And then I could not implement the coaching. I mean, I was paying tens of thousands of dollars and I just couldn't
Oh
even,
my
and
gosh.
it was ridiculous. At the
So
time,
frustrating. Yeah.
so frustrating. And
Yeah.
just every time I couldn't do the thing, I felt worse about myself. And there was more evidence, right? Like I'm
Of
different.
course.
I'm the only one it's
Right.
not going to work for.
Right. Right.
But since then, I've dealt with so many entrepreneurs and I think they all have moments of that.
100%.
We just don't like to show them on the outside. We pretend, at least me, I pretended everything. Oh,
Yeah.
everything's good. I'm good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm
We're
success.
good at that, right? We're good at that with social media. It kind of sets us up for that. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's got to do the inner work.
And I would say that my business was a hobby because I didn't have any paying clients for years. And I
Mm.
was calling myself a coach. And every time I called myself a coach, I didn't even realize how much imposter syndrome was happening. And the other
Ah.
thing was, I was trying to prove my worth. So I'd be in book clubs and I would be coaching people without their permission. And I'm like,
Oh,
it was gross
interesting.
because I wanted to contribute. I wanted to make
Yes.
a difference. I wanted to prove that I was worthy, but I was,
Wow.
with people that were not on board with it.
Interesting. Wow. And so you had rapid resolution therapy. Can you describe a little bit what that is and how that worked for you and what changed?
Yeah, it is a way of communicating to the conscious mind. So when I'm working with a client, I want to make sure I make sense to their conscious mind.
Mm.
There's no way I'm getting into the big part. So the largest facet of mine is the subconscious, and it speaks a different language than the conscious mind. So
Ah.
when I am working with a client, I'm telling stories, I'm using metaphors, I'm being entertaining, I'm adding these elements of drama because the subconscious mind gets it. It understands those things.
Wow.
So I can make change at a very deep level, seemingly at a
Mm.
surface level, because people are like, oh, this is fun. And it's not like therapy. They're not ever telling me their story.
Mm.
Like, oh, tell me
Yeah.
about the time when you were sexually abused. They will never ever talk about that, but it will get resolved. It's remarkable.
Wow.
So when I did this, I was going to 12-step meetings, introducing myself as an addict. I was on two antidepressants and Adderall.
Oh
And
my gosh.
I know I was a disaster. And
Wow.
my bank account was going lower and lower and lower. I was living off of my mom's inheritance. After she
Mm.
passed away, she left me some money and it was getting smaller,
Oh,
smaller.
oh,
I
so
didn't want
scary.
I didn't want to look at my money. I trusted
Yes.
somebody else to do it for me, which was a mistake. So I
Yeah.
had all the things, all the elements of disaster that were
Yeah.
to lead me to this place. Talk about the phoenix rising from the ashes. Like
Yeah.
I was in the depths.
You had to get bottom. You had to hit rock bottom or ish. You had to get close, right? Probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the last part for me was talking about money.
Yes.
Because
It's such a huge issue, I think.
I had so much shame around it. And I was
Yeah.
in so much contraction. When I
Yes.
look at my bank account, I'd be like, is it going to go negative? I'm like, oh gosh.
Yeah.
And
You're not alone. I think business owners, right? I think that is part of why we step out and be entrepreneurs is because we want to make our own money, but there's so many stories tied to that, right? Whether it was I was in a 9 to 5 and they controlled my income. And now I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it on my own, or, you know what I mean? Like there's so many stories. I think that, and of course, childhood and, I think just our generation, our society, everything is built into how we talk to ourselves about money. So clearly that's something, right, that rapid resolution therapy can help with.
Yeah, you are spot on. And I know you've seen it with a lot of people. I've had high level entrepreneurs making multiple 6 and 7 figures that don't like to look at their money.
Yes, that's crazy to me, right? Like,
Doesn't
how
go
did they
away.
get there?
I know, right? It doesn't go away when we hit these levels until we
Yes.
hit the root cause of it.
That makes so much sense. And I think that's so true that, with every level, I think where we think we dealt with it, right? I think then once we hit another level, I think our fear comes back up again. And like, right, I just think it's something that we live with, that we will always need some tools and obviously mindset help around
Yeah.
up leveling.
It's a double-edged sword because I deal with a lot of spiritual entrepreneurs, and it's a double-edged sword because we're taught like, oh, if don't be greedy. If you're greedy, you're
Oh,
not generous. Like if you make a lot of money,
yeah.
you might be greedy.
No,
People might
no,
look down on you. And so
no.
many people were successful in the corporate world, and then when they go out on their own, they have trouble selling themselves or putting a
Of
value in what they
course.
do.
Of
And
course.
it's one of those wounds that gets to be healed, and it's so deep because it happens so young.
Yes. Yes. And, I think it lives in corporate America also. I mean, I think it lives in everywhere that, every business has to make money at the root of the reason you're in business, right? You have to make money. You have, overhead fees, you have payroll, you have costs, whatever it is. And so to have that mindset that I think we just live in a world and we're told by movies and, society in general, well, you don't want to be greedy. And to me, that is such a big story that I was taught that as a kid, right? That people that have money are bad or are doing bad things. And we see so much, so many examples of this obviously in our everyday, but we don't see enough examples of good people doing good things with money, right? And I think that is really the key around, anyway, mindset shift, right? We could talk about money mindset, of course, all day long, but absolutely, I think, your work is so important to get to the root of what is really holding back so many entrepreneurs, women especially, right? Women, I think historically have not been in charge of the money or been made to feel okay to talk about money, to ask for money, to ask to be paid for our services, right?
Hmm. I completely agree with that. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so important. But yeah, so tell us, what's one big kind of lesson that you've learned along the way that we kind of, I think, have touched on many, but what do you feel like is one big lesson you've learned through your therapy? That is there, we kind of talked about themes, that you've seen with your clients, but are there other themes that kind of come up, and what are some of the transformations that you've helped women accomplish?
Great question. So I had someone who is a very high level entrepreneur recently come to me, and she said, I need to work on my root chakra. She's like, I don't feel
Oh,
safe. She's like, I don't
interesting.
feel safe. And I said, what
Yeah.
do you mean? She's like, well, in my life, I don't feel safe expressing myself, like all of myself. I don't feel safe not working. She was working all the time and burning out like on a regular
Wow.
basis.
Oh my gosh.
And so we hit those. I mean, it was a lot of different issues throughout the course of her life. And with RRT, I can do like 20 to 40 past events at once. I can clear them all at the same time. Because when the client
Wow.
brings them up, it puts them all in the same file folder, and it gets the only purpose. Let me just back up. Let me talk a little
Yes.
bit conscious mind.
Yes.
The only purpose of a disturbing emotion, thought, sensation, like a feeling you have in your body, impulse or habit is your subconscious mind wants you to take an action right now. The subconscious mind is
Mm.
very primitive, so it's always in the present moment. So if I'll bring up my props because I like them. So
Yes, good.
I
Oh, the
kind of
goat.
oversimplify, right? I say your
Yeah.
subconscious mind is responsible for 95% of everything you think, feel, believe, and do. And it's as
Yes.
smart as a goat or a 4-year-old. So this is what's
Interesting.
running the show. It's not
Yeah.
like brilliant mind.
Executive functioning. Yeah.
Right, exactly. It's this. And it doesn't
Interesting.
speak the same language that you do. So the smarter you are, the harder time you have communicating
Oh,
with this facet of mind. So
interesting.
if you've ever had a pet, if you say to your dog, hey, do you want to go for a walk tomorrow? They'll be like,
Yeah.
yeah, let's go for a walk. There is
Right.
no tomorrow. If you say, oh, we went to the dog park yesterday, like dog park, like everything
Right.
to the subconscious mind is now. So when you
Interesting.
think of a past event and you think, oh gosh, I should have said this, or I wish that wouldn't have happened, or I'm so mad about that, or gosh, I'm
Yeah.
that they treated me that way. Your subconscious mind thinks that thing is happening right now. The purpose of those emotions, thoughts, if you feel like tightness in your body or an impulse to make it better, that is your subconscious mind sending those impulses in order to get you to take an action right now. Now, what a
Wow.
waste. Because by the time you reach 40, you have thousands of those events, and they are running constantly in your subconscious mind below your level of awareness, but they are draining energy from you right now.
Wow.
So when your mind is sending energy to the past to fix things for you, these things can't be fixed. When something doesn't work for us, like we put in more effort. You try to open a jar, it doesn't work. You're like, well, I'm going to get this
Goodness.
thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Conscious mind is exactly the same way. It's like, send in the reinforcements. That didn't work. So it's
Right.
all this energy back here, which is
Wow.
putting you in a fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, which fawn is like submit. Oh, you're right. Yeah, okay. It's all sympathetic
Happening.
system activity, which cuts off access to your conscious mind. It cuts us off
Wow.
access to your ability to think strategically, to see possibilities, to open, you're in a narrow focus. You can only see what will keep you alive. So your
Yeah.
creativity, your compassion, your forgiveness, your love. So imagine
Wow.
you're running down the sidewalk because there's a guy chasing you with a knife. Do you think you're going to see a child that has scraped her knee on the sidewalk?
Right. No.
Absolutely. Your mind will filter that out, because if you
Yeah.
hesitate for 1 second, you're dead.
Of course.
That's what all this stuff is. It's like a guy
Interesting.
chasing you with a knife. Your mind can
Yeah.
only focus on survival. It can't focus on bigger picture things, which leaves
Interesting.
most people exhausted. Sometimes their bodies break down. It creates inflammation in the body, which is the cause of almost every single disease.
Everything. Yeah.
So
Wow.
when we close all these open tabs, all your energy is here, available. Like, what do you want? Like, I mean, sure, you're still going to have fear if it's something
Yeah.
you've never done before, because you have a human mind. So if people come to me and say, I want to be fearless, I'm like, well, good luck. Like,
Right. You're a human.
the only way to be fearless is to live a life exactly the same as every other day, to not ever take any
Ah,
risks or to do anything exciting. Like, I don't
right.
want that.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
that's interesting. I never thought about fearless in the way, right? To actually be fearless would not to be take risks or not to, right? Not to try something new. Whereas we think of fearless as being like, someone who's just going for it. But interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I can help you be courageous. How about that? Because
Yeah.
you got to turn that fear into fuel to excite me. You're like, oh, this is
Yeah.
something I've never
He was
done.
scared.
Wonder what
Yeah.
will happen, right?
Yes. Oh, that's so
Oh,
exciting.
so back to this woman. She wanted safety.
Yes. Yes.
So we did all the stuff, and by the end, I'm like, so do you feel safe? She's like, no. I said, what are you feeling? She's like, good, neutral. I said, but this is why. I said, that's
Yeah.
perfect. People that are safe, they never think about it.
Right.
They
Right.
that's not a word in their vocabulary. Oh, I feel safe today. Like, of course,
Right. They
baseline.
just do.
They just
Yeah.
operate from this place of, I know I'm taken care of, right?
Interesting.
Like somebody who's confident, they don't think, oh, I'm so confident. Like they just, oh,
Right. That's just who they are.
and
Wow.
that's the biggest thing. I don't want to talk too much, but I have another story.
Yeah. Tell us. No.
So I just did a couple sessions with a woman. I met her at a local meditation retreat. There were like 15 people there. And during our session, she said, I have no trouble talking to people one-on-one, but if there's three of us, I'm always like, kind of like cowering, and I don't contribute. So we were at another meditation retreat last weekend, and I was at this long breakfast table, and there were, how people group off. There were like
Yeah.
five of us in a conversation, and she's like animated telling this story. And I'm like, did you notice that you just told a story to 6 people? She's like, no. I said, well, you
Interesting.
did. Remember what
Yeah.
you to me for. She's like, oh, so that's the things, like the changes are so natural that people don't even notice that they've changed.
That is
They're like,
interesting.
oh my gosh,
But
I
it's better.
didn't do that before.
Yes. Oh, that's amazing. And that kind of leads to my next question. I was going to ask, like, what do you feel like is the biggest result? And it sounds like that like people, it's so subconscious that they don't even know it's happening, but it is just better.
Yeah, there's so much. I had a woman come to me for body dysmorphia, and she
Wow.
hated the way she looked on camera.
Oh my
Gorgeous, which
gosh.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter, right?
Yeah.
She hated the way she looked. So she would spend hours
Oh,
getting ready, and then she would say, "Oh, I can't post this video."
oh my
After I
gosh.
worked with her, my program is called this Total Subconscious Reboot, and it's 3 2-hour sessions. So after she worked with me, I saw her on Instagram constantly just doing lives. She's like, when I get inspired, she's like, I don't put on makeup, I don't brush my hair, I just go live. I'm like, oh,
No way.
I mean, to go from
Transformation. Yes.
hours and like I
Yes.
can't post this to,
Yeah.
I'm inspired to share. I'm inspired to impact people. Like she had
Yes.
a message and she was
Wow.
concerned about the message and serving. Because
Yes.
being nervous about being online or being visible, you're
Yeah.
making it about yourself. And it's not
Of
your
course.
fault. It's all this
Yes.
clutter. You can't,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but when you get rid of all this, you clear it, you put it in a file cabinet in the basement, you can focus on service again. Like, what are you here for? So I even talk
Yes.
about, spiritually, we all are here to extend our gifts, to extend love.
Yes.
This stuff will prevent us. It'll be like, oh, you're going to
Doing
get judged. They're going to judge you. Everyone's going to make fun of you. They're going to laugh at you. They're going to reject you. They're going to abandon you. All that stuff
it.
prevents us
Yeah.
from serving and shining our light.
Yes. And that's so much more important.
All I do is clear away all the crap that isn't you so that you can shine again. Because you
Oh,
already know you're brilliant. You just,
yes.
this stuff will say, oh, no, you're not. But you have these
Yes.
moments where you're like, I know I'm here for more. I know I'm here for more.
Yes.
And then this stuff
Oh,
will say, yeah, but. So
oh, that's
you just like
amazing.
put all the yeah buts in a file cabinet in the basement.
I
Because
love it.
I know when your mind doesn't have anything to catch on, because all this is like the triggers, like, oh gosh,
Right.
they better respect me. They, oh,
Yeah.
blah. Especially
Yeah.
moms. That was a big one for me. My kids better respect me. Else I was,
Ah, they are such a mirror, aren't they? Kids are such a mirror of all the things we need to deal with.
yeah.
But that's amazing. And so you said put it in a file cabinet. That was kind of my next question. What does that mean as far as, because I know some people, I struggle with this too, that if there was a past something, right? I recently had to figure out I'm not letting go of it or forgetting it. It's just I don't want it to be reacting to it, kind of a thing, right? Is that how you would describe putting it in a file cabinet, or what does that mean?
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked. So I follow Dr. Joe Dispenza. He
Oh,
teaches a lot about quantum physics and meditation. And
yes.
he says a memory without an emotional charge is wisdom.
Oh, yes. Oh, I just got chills. Yes, that's
That's
it.
what it is. Because
Yeah,
again, if you feel any type of emotion, especially
yeah,
just emotion, thought, sensation, impulse, or habit, your mind wants you to take an action. So when you
yeah,
think about getting bullied in third grade and you feel ashamed or upset or whatever, your mind wants you to take an action about that. When you think about it and it's neutral, meaning you think, yep, that happened. So what?
yes,
One of my sayings is, so what? Now what? And it's not to be
yeah,
rude, but it's over. There's nothing for you to do about it.
yes. Except maybe learn, right? Or have some wisdom, or
I mean, what do you learn from that?
well, you're right, from a terrible situation.
Like, our people like to make meaning out of it, but sometimes
Right. It's just over.
the meaning is what creates suffering a lot of times.
Interesting, interesting. So the wisdom part is really if there's something to be
Yes.
neutrally learned from there, but
Right.
not emotionally attached.
Yeah, you can learn from your mistakes, right?
Of course.
Like, you can learn like, oh, I wonder what would have happened if I had done this. Next time, I think I will make this adjustment
Yes.
and we'll
Yes, yes, yes.
see what happens. So part of what I do is to have the intention that people have a neutral relationship with their results.
Amazing. Wow, that sounds
You look
great.
at it like a scientist. Well, I took this action in my business and it created this result. I was expecting a different result. So maybe I tweak it like, 1 degree this way and we'll see what
Yeah.
happens. Instead of saying,
Yeah.
oh gosh, I'm a failure, I'm a loser because it
Right.
didn't work.
I
I
better
put
do nothing
something
or
in.
I better
Like,
quit.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so important. And I know you're a mom, right? We are talking to moms here. So how do you feel like this has either, um, do you incorporate your kids, or how do you kind of find that, you bring your kids into, I'm sure you've, taught them a bit of it, but how do you feel like your kids have either helped or have you incorporated them in your business?
Oh, this is interesting. One of the biggest things that I can do for parents is, well, there's a lot of triggers, right, with
Yeah.
kids.
Uh-huh.
So speaking to children, because 0 to 7, they are all subconscious mind. They do,
Oh,
their minds do not understand. So we think
yes.
they're disrespecting us, but their minds do not hear the word
They're
no
not capable.
or
Ah,
can't or won't. They don't understand it. It only understands like the concepts, like don't
sure.
touch that plug. Oh, touch the plug. Their
Right.
mind does not hear don't. They understand tone, of course, in your face because
Yeah.
designed to please you, because
Wow.
children know if they don't please you, you could abandon them and they're going to die.
Right.
So
Wow.
their desire to please you is highly harmful because
Oh,
it shuts down their mind's growth in so many ways. And
wow.
it's very interesting. So it's a lot of what I do when I have people come to me around issues with their kids triggering them. We
Yes.
talk a lot about language and uh,
Yeah.
how to deal with kids, like staying as neutral as possible, because
Yes.
you show that you're angry or disappointed to your
Yeah.
child, their little mind makes up meaning that they will carry for the rest of their life. Like, I'm not lovable, I'm not worthy, I'm not
Yeah.
enough. My
Yeah.
mom abandoned me and I'm going to die alone.
Oh
I'm
my
going to die.
gosh. Of
It's harsh.
course. That is tough. And I'm sure that leads to, right, your kind of hope for the future. This really sounds like you are helping, because I think parenting is one of the hardest, right, jobs, and nobody knows.
Yeah.
Nobody tells you what to do. They just send you home from the hospital. It's like, what? Now it's on me? Like, but I love that it sounds like this is such a valuable tool for parents to really help future generations so that we don't all have to carry our parents' crap, right? Not that, I mean, they were doing the best they could, right? But like, we can all get better tools. We can all change, change for the better once we know.
It's so funny. I think we either do what our parents did or the opposite many
Yeah,
times.
exactly. Good or bad, good, bad, or otherwise.
Unless we had ideal childhoods, and I've only met a couple of those people so
No.
far.
No, I think everybody has, right, something. I don't think any of our parents knew what they were doing, but I don't
I
know.
want to tell you a story about my daughter, if I can, real fast.
Yes, please.
So my daughter had a lot of behavioral issues from a very young age, but she knew she could always tell me the truth. So one time I was
Oh,
at a restaurant with a friend and she was playing like some video game like Pac-Man or something, and all of a sudden I hear a little kid crying. I'm like, oh gosh, I just knew it was her. So I went
ah,
over and I'm like, what happened? She's like, I pushed him down.
oh my gosh.
He was bugging me. He was like
Ah,
1 or 2, 1.5, 2.
yeah.
And I'm like, so I think about, my neighbor's kid came over and put nail polish on my bathroom cupboard. And I, I talked to my neighbor and he's like, she said she didn't do it. I'm like, what would
Ah,
happen if she did do it? Well, we would have spanked her.
ah.
I'm like, you're
That's
teaching her
why they said,
to lie to you. It's not safe to tell you the truth. So that's
ah,
the difference. It's like you get to make it safe for your kids to tell you the truth if you want
yeah,
them to tell you the truth. Were you drinking last night? Yep.
yes.
Yep.
And it gets so much more important as they get older, right? It doesn't
Exactly.
matter if it's not true when they're little, but as they get older, right? You want them to be the one to, you want to be the one they come to.
But you get to create that safety right away and that acceptance, like I love you no matter what. There's nothing you
Oh,
can do to make me not love you. There's
that's
nothing you
so,
can do to make me love you anymore. Like it's
yeah.
given. My love for you is unconditional. And
Oh,
that's the greatest gift you can give your kid. It's
what
like they don't
amazing.
have to earn it. They don't have to
Yes.
be human
Yes.
doings, be human beings.
And it's never going to go away. Yeah. That's amazing. Oh, how can we, what is your, how can we stay in touch with you? What's the best way for people to kind of um, get in your world or get started with you?
Yeah, I'm in all the places. So my website is KarenSeltz.com, my name.
Perfect.
And I'm on Instagram, again, Karen Seltz. I'm everywhere. I have a YouTube channel. I used to do a TV show, so I have a lot of long form
Oh,
content, speaking about the
beautiful.
mind or spirituality, how everything intertwines. So you can find me
Very cool.
everywhere.
Awesome.
I would
I'll
love
include
to talk with you. I do
those links.
free consultation calls. So,
Perfect.
depending on what it is, I make a recommendation of how many sessions.
Yeah,
Usually 3, but sometimes it's less. Like I can
that's
clear
amazing.
sexual trauma in 1 session,
That's amazing. Because
right?
it's so charged or
It-
it's just,
Like the other day I did one, we cleared 10 separate sexual assaulters, men that had assaulted this woman
oh my God, in one session.
in 1 session. Yeah.
Wow, that's
And it doesn't
amazing.
take that long and it's not painful. And then,
That's crazy.
so I clear the charge and then I also unhook all the meaning the mind had created about being dirty or soiled or at fault in some way, all those things, like I shouldn't have been there, whatever it is. We
Oh
clear
my
all.
God, that's
Clear it
amazing.
like, what'd you have for dinner last Tuesday? Tell me about the second guy that raped you.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
exactly the same.
that's
No, it
amazing.
doesn't make any sense. But once the mind gets it, it gets it. It just requires somebody speaking to it in a language it understands.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Awesome. Well, I will definitely include all of your links below for people to stay in touch with you. And yeah, I definitely want to check out your YouTube channel and just stay in your world. I'm excited for this prospect for people to not only heal their own kind of trauma or heal their own so that they can share their gifts with the world, but also to pass that on to our kids, right? I think that is so valuable because we talk so much about, right, our ancestral trauma or our family trauma, right? And we all carry it with us. So I'm so excited that you're helping future generations and so many women. So I'm excited to be in your world.
Oh, me too. And I just want to say one more thing. I also work with kids.
Oh,
So- And kids
amazing.
are fast. The sessions instead of 2 hours are like 45 minutes to an hour. And kids' minds are like, oh, okay, got it. Once they get it, they're like,
Wow.
I mean, all kinds of things.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That is so good to know. Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank
All right.
you so much, Karen. Is there anything else you want to share with us?
I think I've shared enough.
I loved it. I
Love
loved
is
this
love. Thank
conversation.
you so much
No.
for having me.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the opportunity to
Oh,
talk with
absolutely.
you and hopefully shed some light for your audience and
I love that.
cause them to be more compassionate with themselves. Because
Yes.
here's the big thing. If you could have done anything differently in your life, you would have. So we believe
Yes.
in cause and effect. If something happened, like you had the impulse to do something, your mind caused it based on the analysis of data that got stuck in there, and you couldn't have done it any other way.
Oh,
And now it's over. So what? Now what? Now what?
now what?
Right?
Yes, I love that. Oh my gosh, amazing. Thank you so much. I am definitely gonna stick around with you and I'm excited to learn more from you. So thanks so much for all of your gifts that you're sharing with the world.
Thank you, Kristina.
Awesome. Thanks. We'll see you around. Bye.
Bye.